available. 760 WJR wants to send you for free. For your chance to win tickets, text keyword garden to 800-859-0957. More at WJR.com.
WJR, Detroit.
Mr. Brady, Fox News. And as President Trump warns Iran to make a deal or face attacks on its energy infrastructure tonight, there's an unsettling development in Iran.
Regime officials sent civilians to the streets of their country around nuclear power plants and energy infrastructure, forming human chains with women and children right next to the facilities, following the threats from President Trump to target those facilities. We should note this is a war crime under international law to use human shields on the battlefield.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. President Trump has faced criticism that attacking energy sites could be a war crime. Iran's UN representative says Tehran will take immediate and proportionate action if the president follows through on his threats after a Trump post earlier that a whole civilization will die if there's no deal, though also writing maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Iranian officials have also warned that the U.S. and its allies could be deprived of the region's oil and gas for years as potential retaliation. Acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche says the Justice Department will always investigate leaks of classified information that put soldiers or agents at risk, though he stops short of confirming any current investigation after Friday's leak that a U.S. airman was missing in Iran. Taking questions from reporters, Blanche declines to second-guess the president's decision to replace Pam Bondi as Attorney General.
I grow tired of people in the media saying why President Trump did or did do something, because President Trump's the only one that knows that.
He also says every federal prosecutor has a duty to do the right thing, accusing the Biden DOJ of being weaponized against the then former president.
What happened the last 4 years is something that will never happen again.
This during an event to highlight the Justice Department's new fraud crackdown. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
We've got some slowdowns on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street due to construction that's blocking your left lane. Expect delays on I-94 eastbound between Mount Elliott Street and Connor Street. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue closed in both directions between 5th Avenue and Louisa Street due to a structure fire. Hines Drive still closed in both directions between Haggerty Road and Wilcox due to flooding. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Abundant sunshine today, a high of 38, clear to partly cloudy for tonight. We'll drop down to 25, partly cloudy for Wednesday with a high of 54. Right now it's sunny and 36 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR traffic and weather first.
Michigan Auto Law, the law firm that puts people over everything.
At Michigan Auto Law, we care more, so you win more. If you've been injured in an auto accident, just call us. Michigan Auto Law, people over everything. Visit autolaw.com.
Did you know Weingarts offers at-home maintenance on tractors, zero-turn riders, and lawnmowers? No need to load up your machine or wait in line. They come to you and perform annual maintenance that your machine needs to keep it running like new. Visit Weingarts.com and schedule your at-home maintenance today.
Rocket Mortgage has thousands of loan options, and we search them all to find the low rate that's right for you. Could you be mine? No matter what challenges you face on the road ahead, Rocket Mortgage is your partner for the life of your loan.
Need a towel? Yeah.
Please won't you be my neighbor? Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream.
No matter the time of the year, it's good for the mind, body, and soul to get out there. Luckily, we're in Michigan, one of the most beautiful places in the country. I'm Dave Lorenz. Join us Sunday at 4 for the Michigan Travel Show here on 760 WJR.
Two pianos dueling for a cause. Join us Saturday, May 9th at Elevate at One Campus Martius for Keys for Cancer. An unforgettable evening of high-energy, dueling pianos, laughter, friendship, and all with a purpose. Hot Pink Helpers provides financial and emotional support for our families, friends, and neighbors facing cancer when they need it the most. Dueling for a Cause, Saturday, May 9th. Find your tickets today at hotpinkhelpers.com. Traffic alert for Novi. There's construction on Novi Road limiting traffic to southbound only for the next 6 months. It's going to be a challenge, but good news. Local favorites like Guernsey Farms Dairy are still open and ready to serve. Access businesses from the north, and when you leave, just follow the posted detours with southbound traffic. Don't let the construction stop you. Plan ahead. Because honestly, a little Guernsey Farms dairy ice cream might be just what you need to make that road work a whole lot easier to deal with. Support local businesses and drive safe.
That's the Guernsey difference.
It's more than news. It's a conversation. This is JR Afternoon on WJR. Here's Ryan Ermanni.
Hey, let's go on a Tuesday, April 7th. Ryan Ermanni, JR Afternoon. Beth Ann Long, Danielle Mason across the glass. And we have Dr. Donna Tepper in studio with us as well. Dr. Tepper, our auction winner to co-host for a day. How are you today on Championship Tuesday?
Couldn't be better. It's such a fabulous day. Happy to be here.
We picked a great day for you to be here, Doc, because the Michigan Wolverines, for the first time in 37 years, are the champions of the basketball world.
Left to the floor, layup doesn't go. Ball knocked around, flung down the floor. Caravan trying to track it down, and he will. And it's over. Hail to the champions. Hail to Michigan. For the first time in 37 years, the Wolverines win the national title.
I mean, if that doesn't make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, I can't help you. They beat UConn 69-63 to cap off a miracle season. Dusty May and the Wolverines raising the hardware, bringing home the trophy. This is Dusty May's second year as head coach in Ann Arbor. Incredible to think of. 8-24 Michigan basketball was just 2 years ago. 3-17 in Big Ten play. They are the kings of college basketball. Elliot Cadeau was the most outstanding player. Here is Dusty May on winning the national championship.
Yeah, what a way to wrap up the 25-26 college basketball season with this group. I want to begin by thanking last year's team. At Michigan, we came up a little bit short, but those guys laid the foundation, established an identity for us, and also helped attract these guys to come in and chase this dream together.
First Big Ten team to win the national championship since Michigan State did it in 2000. Dr. Tepper, were you watching the game last night? How exciting was it? You're from Idaho, but you've been here forever. But nonetheless, how exciting was that for you?
It was a great game. I did stay up to watch it. Came home from a meeting, kept my eyes awake. Who couldn't stop watching it? It was fabulous. Mara, I mean, the way he could fling that ball away, he was fabulous.
I'll tell you, I too stayed up later than I normally would on any given night. Can we, the 9 o'clock tip-off game for a championship, we've got to end that. I went to bed after midnight, woke up just after 4:30, but it was worth it, and it was one of those things when you see your team win a championship. Again, first one since 1989. There is something so special about seeing a group of people achieve a goal. Whether it's college basketball, whether it's at your workplace, I think that achievement, that teamwork is really special.
You applaud them. It's spectacular. The way that people came together off the portal, they didn't know each other, and they were able to come together as a team.
No doubt about it. All right. So this feels like a really big day on a couple of different fronts. We're going to go to WJR's Marie Osborne right now. The reaction in Ann Arbor last night, I do want to check in. There was hundreds and thousands seemingly of students in the middle of the street partying last night all over Ann Arbor. So, Marie, I want to get your take on that, what happened last night in Ann Arbor. Also, this, like I said, feels like a really big day because there's an 8 p.m. deadline tonight, and the president with a very strong statement, a new threat essentially against Iran. But let's start in Ann Arbor. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
And hi there, Ryan. And yes, indeed, thousands of people just gushing out into the streets in Ann Arbor last night after this big win. Very big reason to celebrate. A little bit of mayhem. There was furniture that was set on fire, couches, even bales of hay. They were set ablaze. Students and others lit more than 40 fires across the city. Hundreds of students were in the South University area. They went into nearby streets after 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the evening. There were fireworks, and they climbed a lot of stuff, the light poles, trees, fences, just to get some hooting and hollering done.
Hey, Marie,
there was,
may I ask you something? Now,
yes.
I did a lot of partying in college. Let me tell you.
Something tells me that seems accurate.
Listen, but two things that I've never done: climb light poles and start couches on fire. I don't understand that part of it.
You know what? I don't know if it's a mob mentality that turns. I don't either. And I really don't understand the climbing stuff. My daughter and I were talking about that. Who climbs a light pole? What's the purpose of that?
I just wanted to make sure if there was something I was missing, if you could explain that aspect to me. Okay, good. Fair enough.
No,
all right.
We will launch an investigation and I will report back to you.
Thank you for that.
But overall, so there were these 40 fires that were set. Overall, just 2 people arrested throughout the evening, and no injuries that we know of, at least not reported as of yet. Ann Arbor Police Department also saying that there is a championship parade in the works. It will be scheduled in the coming days. We don't have any info on that just yet. Now, as you said, Ryan, this is a very formative day in what's happening in the Middle East with Iran. President Trump gave a very grim warning today to Iran, saying, quote, "A whole civilization will die tonight if a deal is not met or open to reopen the Straits of Hormuz. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will." That's the direct quote. The president posting that on Truth Social. An Iranian envoy saying that Iran will take immediate and proportionate action if Trump follows through on attacks. Iran's president said on Tuesday that 14 million Iranians, including himself, have volunteered to sacrifice their lives in this war. The figure is double the other figures mentioned by state media in the past. Iran is home to 90 million people. But nonetheless, the president is saying that 14 million Iranians are willing to give their lives for their country. One other side note here that I found kind of interesting in reading on what was going on in Iran in the last couple of days. Iran has resumed executions of prisoners who allegedly took part in those protests against the regime before the war started. Now, observers are saying that action might be an attempt to show the West that Iran is still in charge of its government. So again, the president giving the Iranian regime until 8 o'clock tonight to agree to a ceasefire, and that will include, he says, the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, this is an interesting, shall we say, 6 hours, less than 6 hours until this. And all I can say is I hope this is a negotiation, because any escalation here seems like it will be very bad. I mean, we're looking at the TV right now, images of a bunch of kids surrounding a human chain, essentially, on bridges and around power plants. We're going to talk to a Middle East expert from Wayne State. We'll do that coming up. What is it, Beth Ann? 2:48 today? Get the thumbs up there. So at about 2:48, we'll talk about that. But less than 6 hours away from what we hope is some type of deal, certainly a deadline. Marie, we'll talk to you coming up next hour, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. Coming up next, we are going to talk to our good friend, Dr. Donna Tepper here, and how this day came to be for us. We'll talk about the Full Circle Foundation. We'll talk about what she does. She is the division head of plastic and reconstructive surgery for Henry Ford Hospital. So we'll talk a little plastic surgery today as well. All the guys out there, yes, fellas, we're talking to you, and absolutely the ladies. We've got it all going in Michigan. We've got the war in Iran. We've got an auction winner, Dr. Donna Tepper, with us as well. It's all coming at you next, 760 WJR.
Hey there, JR listeners. Chris Alberta from Principium. Look, I have an urgent message for you today about your retirement. I don't care if you already retired, you're a few months away, or you're a few years away. You're going to be unemployed soon. And you probably don't have a pension because you are your pension. Recent all-time highs in the market. Look, you're at the top of the mountain. And now we're in an Iranian conflict. AI might replace your job. And like it or not, you could be retired as long as you were working. But despite all that, is the best time I have ever seen in my career to build you a retirement plan. The fixed rates are unbelievably good. Income models are killing it. You combine that with top-notch market management, and you're going to win. If you wait, you will lose. These rates will go down. You remember the 4% rule? My clients are using the 7% rule. They'll always have a paycheck, and that's freedom. Don't wait. Call me now, 888-800-8949. Call me, Chris Alberta, 888-800-8949.
I didn't switch to Pure Talk just because I wanted to save 50% off the same 5G service I've been paying twice as much for. I switched because I like the idea of being in business with a wireless company that supports our veterans in a meaningful way. Pure Talk also creates American jobs every day by keeping their entire operation in this country. I appreciate that. If you feel the same, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Join 760 WJR and the Inside Outside guys for the Novi Home and Garden Show April 24th through the 26th at the Vibe Credit Union Showplace. Connect with hundreds of local professionals eager to tackle your home improvement and landscaping projects. The Novi Home and Garden Show is the perfect place to update your home, upgrade your curb appeal, and discover the latest products for every project imaginable. 760 WJR wants to send you for free. For your chance to win tickets, text keyword garden to 800-859-0957. More at WJR.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Pro-Life Across America.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by Weather Seal Home Improvements. This year, don't just get a tax refund, upgrade it. Turn your refund into a bigger return with a brand new roof from Weather Seal Home Improvements. Right now, they'll add an extra $1,000 to your refund toward your new roof. That's a smart deal. Book today at weathersealhomeimprovements.net. That's weathersealhomeimprovements.net. Watch out for a wreck on the I-275 northbound off-ramp to I-96 west. That's blocking your right lane. We also have some slow traffic on I-94 eastbound between Mount Elliott Street and Connor Street, and Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue closed in both directions between 5th Avenue and Louisa Street due to a structure fire. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
It is a cold Tuesday, high today of only 38 degrees, and cold north winds continue to drop down from Canada. And we've got a night in the 20s tonight, down to 24 degrees downtown tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow, mid-50s, closer to average tomorrow. Chance for showers Thursday, 69. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Coming up Wednesday on JR Morning, Education Secretary Linda McMahon joins us.
Yeah, the administration's talking about a new federal tax credit designed to expand school choice, not only across the United States, but here in Michigan, too.
Wasn't that a part of the president's Working Families Tax Cut Act?
Yeah, and according to the Education Department, it would allow you, the taxpayer, to claim a federal tax credit of up to $1,700 for donations made to approved nonprofit organizations that fund student scholarships.
Join us 6 to 9 on WJR, WJR.com, and the free WJR app.
.760 WJR, JR Afternoon. We're having some fun today with Dr. Donna Tepper. She is from Henry Ford Hospital, Division Head of Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery. So I MC the Full Circle Foundation Charity Gala every year. And back in November, we auctioned off the opportunity to come in and co-host with me for a day here on WJR. And Dr. Tepper talked to me about your involvement at Full Circle. And this was actually when it was a live auction item, I think, and I was like, hey, let's throw this one in there. And it turned out to be great.
It was great. Full Circle is so close to my heart. We have friends who have children who have Asperger's, autistic spectrum disorder, and Full Circle is a foundation in Grosse Pointe that's been there since 2009. And their mission is to help people with autism or on the spectrum or with intellectual disabilities to be able to live independently and to live alone, balance a budget, have a job. And so they've worked outside of the Grosse Pointe schools to help these kids and their families to build that independence. And seeing our friends have a child and how that impacts them has really spoken to us. And every year we've gone for well over 10 years to the Night Under the Stars. And
It's a great event.
Oh my
Isn't
gosh.
it something?
Yes. I mean, the kids, they have this fabulous dance and they sing and they're so happy and genuine and authentic. And it just pulls you in and you want to be a part of it. I mean, I believe that one day when I retire, I'm going to do this. Like, I want to be with them. I want to be with those kids and just feel what they feel. They're just themselves and there's no airs and it's just a different presence.
And you see, as you mentioned, the mission to give these kids, and we call them kids, a lot of them are adults, the independence and skills to accomplish work tasks. And they also have what's called a Team 26 program because for those who have graduated out of the school system, but still continue to require some type of support in maintaining skills or learning work skills. 26 is the age where you age out of all that stuff. And what do you do at that point? That's where Full Circle comes in. And as you mentioned, Dr. Tepper, that night, Evening Under the Stars at the Rooster Tail, it is a magical night, and you get a firsthand look, an up-close personal look at how excellent these young people are and how capable really they are if you give them the chance.
And they are capable and they want to be able to be capable and they want to have a job and they want to be part of everything else. And you can imagine families that feel so much better that they're not alone. They have this foundation that is there to help them. They had the school system and they were younger, but you're right. After they graduate and there's no more state resources, it's like, what next? Where does my child go? How are they going to live without me? And this is that trek to independence, to freedom, to what the next step is.
And let me tell you, because this event happened in November. It happens every November. And it just so happened that we are doing this today in the middle of World Autism Month as well, which is taking place right now. And it is people like you and your husband that contributes and does such good things for Full Circle that I think make so many things possible for the young people, for Full Circle to help these people in need. And whether they're aged out and they're 26 or they're on the younger end of the spectrum, it is organizations like Full Circle that need people like you to help them help others. And I just I'm so thankful for you and that you are here today.
Well, I'm thankful for you and the donation that was an off the cuff. Hey, I'm going to donate 2 hours of my show. And I thought, okay, I didn't get the fur coat, but I could do this instead.
Right. I didn't get the fur coat, but I'm hanging out with
And
Ryan.
I'm not going to Italy, but I'm going to Ryan from 2 to 4.
Right. How about that? That is awesome. And where you are at Henry Ford, you see this Fisher Building every morning.
Every morning for over 20 years, I look out. We're on the 16th floor. We have the most fabulous view of the Golden Tower of the Fisher Building.
How about it?
It's amazing. We're very fortunate.
So, Dr. Tepper, you are a plastic surgeon, and I'd like to ask you some questions if you wouldn't mind.
Love it.
Little plastic. So, first and foremost, what are some of, and I want to focus on the men out there first, if I could. There seems to be a stigma out there for men, but men are doing a number of different things, coming in and getting a bunch of work done, different procedures. Can you speak to what is popular with men out there today?
Men are turning the corner. They get it. They have seen their wives, they've seen their girlfriends, TV, whatever. And men have different appreciation. They have different goals for different parts of their life. We did put together at Henry Ford a specific webpage, henryford.com/cosmetic surgery for men, just to showcase some of the things that men want. But typically, men in their like 35, 45 may typically think about some liposuction of their love handles. They can appreciate that they're going to the gym, but there is maybe a specific area that's not contouring to the extent that they would like. And sometimes men will have excess breast tissue that makes them feel very self-conscious in a swimsuit or in certain clothing. And so they wear an extra jacket.
And we're getting to the part of the year too, where that is a consideration for a lot of men out there too. Swimsuit season, the summer and everything like that.
It is. And obviously liposuction is not covered under your insurance, but there are some procedures that are covered under your insurance. For men that have very large breasts, some of that can be covered under insurance. And then sometimes men just genetically will have maybe excess skin under their lower eyelids, or my husband tends to have or has excess skin on his upper eyelids. It's just a family trait. His mother had it and his dad had it. And that can be covered under your insurance if it impairs your peripheral vision. And those are just early things that sometimes people think about, and they may be things that they've thought about for years. But at some point where you think, I'm going to address it.
What about for a number of guys? Look, weight loss medication is very popular these days. I am on it. My friends at Game Day Men's Health have helped me lose over 30 pounds. Now, I am not in a position where I have a ton of I imagine for a lot of guys out there, excess skin through weight loss medication is another avenue where you would maybe look at that.
GLP-1s have changed the market, has changed everything. For that person who thought, I just need to lose a little, they've done that. For people that needed to lose 20, 30 pounds, they've done that too. The downside of that is there's been some muscle mass loss with that. And so, part of the restoration of contouring of your body is to build that mass back up. And many times people can have more lost volume in their face or hollowing. And those things that we can treat along the way as you're losing weight to keep that natural, fuller, healthy look.
Awesome. All right, we're going to continue this conversation. Coming up in the next couple of minutes, we'll get you an update on the war in Iran. There is an 8 o'clock deadline tonight. Coming up at 2:48, we're going to talk to a Middle East expert from Wayne State University and get you the latest on this 8 p.m. looming deadline. The president with some very strong words as well on Truth Social earlier this morning as it relates to that. So we'll get you caught up on all of the news of the day. Also, Dr. Donna Tepper from Henry Ford Hospital is in with us. Our auction winner, our full circle auction winner, and of course, the Michigan Wolverines, the national champions, here on a championship Tuesday. We're coming right back, 760 WJR.
Join Ann Thomas as she talks to the movers and shakers making the biggest difference in the deed. It's Opportunity Detroit, presented by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. Every Sunday at 1 p.m. on 760 WJR.
Catch School Talks with Dr. Robert Livernoy.
This week on the program, we go inside the Michigan school machine with a special edition focusing on school safety and how schools maintain their readiness for the unthinkable.
The big issue is it's not going to happen to us until it does. I think of Oxford because it hit so close to home. Almost everybody knew somebody that was related to that school.
School Talks, Sundays at 3 on WJR. For the latest on news, sports, and entertainment, take Mitch Albom on your drive home, 4 to 6 p.m. Stream 760 WJR live on the WJR app or at WJR.com.
David is a real Prevagen user. and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really worked so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Saucier, President Trump urging Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, or the U.S. will target the nation's power plants and bridges. A senior U.S. official tells Fox the U.S. has carried out strikes against military targets on Iran's Karg Island. That's where 90% of the country's oil exports are processed. Vice President J.D. Vance.
The president's deadline has been followed by us and everybody else, and he said very clearly, we're not going to strike energy and infrastructure targets until the Iranians either make a proposal that we can get behind or don't make a proposal, but he's given them until Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
The Justice Department announcing they're creating a division to focus on public sector fraud. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says they are already prosecute fraud cases, but
the department has never adopted a comprehensive and coordinated approach to investigating and prosecuting fraud against taxpayer dollars and taxpayer-funded programs.
America's listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
Watch out for a wreck on the I-275 northbound off-ramp to I-96 west. That's blocking your right lane. We also have some slow traffic on I-94 eastbound between I-96 and Connor Street. And Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue is closed in both directions between 5th Avenue and Louisa Street due to a structure fire. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Abundant sunshine today with a high of 38. Clear to partly cloudy for tonight, a low of 25. Partly cloudy for Wednesday with a high of 54. Right now it's sunny, 38 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR traffic and weather first.
Hey, gang, it's Ryan Ermanni. I want to tell you about my friends at Paramount Roofing. You know, living in Michigan, March and April is when we really start to see what winter has done to our homes. All the snow, all the ice, all that wind. It takes a toll on your roof. When I met with the owner, Eric Reno, and his team at Paramount, they showed me how they make the whole process incredibly easy. All you need to do is visit weareroofing.com and get an instant free roof quote. No waiting, no pressure, just real information. What I love is their approach. Everything is built to last and backed for life, and they truly deliver a 5-star roofing experience made easy from start to finish. If you're worried about time or budget, don't. Paramount Roofing offers no money down plus 5-year 0% interest, which makes protecting your home or your business a whole lot more manageable. They handle both residential and commercial roofing. So whether it's your home, your office, or the property you manage, they've got you covered. Spring is here, Michigan. Now is the time, even though it's 30 degrees out there. Trust me, though, spring is here. Now is the time to check that roof before those heavy rains keep coming. Get your instant free quote today at weareroofing.com. That's weareroofing.com. Paramount Roofing.
Harry Johnson's rising, gonna take a stand for families and freedom across this land. No income tax saving us that dough. 4747 gives us room to grow. From the fields to the city, and the people cheer. Perry and Lee got nothing to fear. So here's to the future. Let's make it bright. Barry Johnson's lean. We'll win this fight. Together in Michigan. Well, a new dawn will rise. With a true conservative. Yeah, well, let's reach for the sky.
This message paid for by Perry Johnson for governor, because we must implement the mega audit to eliminate the waste and return the money to the taxpayers.
For physical health, mental health, and everything in between, Blue Cross is ready to help. Learn more at bcbsm.com.
You drive past them every day. The historic buildings, the monuments, the landmarks. But do you know the secrets they hold? Every iconic corner of our city has an untold story. From the surprising history of the Detroit salt mines to the legends who rocked the Grandee Ballroom and the true legacy of the Joe Louis Fist. It's time to look closer. Join historian Dr. Robert Livernoy as he uncovers the fascinating truths lying just beneath the surface on the Hidden in Plain Sight podcast. Find Hidden in Plain Sight with Dr. Robert Livernoy at thegreatvoice.com.
Wake up tomorrow with JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR. Right now, it's JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni.
On cloud 9, because the Michigan Wolverines are the champions of the college basketball world. Here's Yaxel Lendenborg after the game.
Yax, let me start with you. You told me at halftime you felt awful, so weak. Where did you find that second gear in the second half to keep it going?
My teammates, they didn't give up on me. You know, I still suck second half too. I made a little bit of a push at the end of the game, man, but kind words from LJ, Trey, Roddy, man, just continue to push me, help me pave the way and find a way to play harder.
When people talk about this Michigan team, this Michigan championship team, what will they say about you guys? How will you be remembered?
Hey, man, they might still be calling us mercenaries, hey, but we're the hardest playing team in national basketball. We're the best team in college basketball, and we want to be one of the greats ever.
And they are one of the greats ever, certainly in this state. Welcome in 760 WJR. If you're just tuning in, yes, I mean, look, Michigan, I don't think I've come down off of my high yet, but nonetheless, if you want to chime in, feel free, 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. We'll have some time to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk to a Middle East expert from Wayne State University. We'll do that in the next segment, 8 p.m. deadline looming for the president before, as he says, we're going to kill a whole lot of people tonight, an entire civilization in Iran. So what to make of that, we'll get that in the next segment. But we are talking to our good friend, Dr. Donna Tepper, who is co-hosting with me today. It is our auction winner from the Full Circle Foundation auction that took place in November, and we are here today. It is World Autism Month, the month of April. I almost said August. It is the month of April that we are in right now, and the Full Circle Foundation supports so many kids with autism and nonetheless. So Dr. Tepper, welcome in.
Thank you, Ryan. It's been a pleasure to be here and so generous of you to donate this time.
Well, so generous of you to make a very significant donation, I should say, to Full Circle to make this day happen. But Dr. Tepper is a Henry Ford Hospital Division head plastic and reconstructive surgery. And we're talking to her about what she does a little bit. We focused on the men, and we'll get back to the men, but I want to talk about some of the plastic surgery and reconstructive surgery that happened with women. And your message is less is more, is it not?
It is. I mean, women have known plastic surgery for years, whether it was Cleopatra taking a bath in lactic acid or soured milk in order to replenish her skin. But we've known the benefits of it for years. And so now it's almost a cautionary tale for women, where less can be more. Sometimes we go to the extreme because we get a little fatigued on how we see ourselves. And it's important that to keep that part of your, intuition intact, that you want to be true to you and not change you, just enhance you. And so whether it's liposuction or fillers or injectables, the goal is really just to stay who you are, not to change you.
What about those fillers? Very popular injectables, things like that. And, people can be duped a lot of times as well. What do you make of that?
There's an excellent campaign from Allergan, which is one of the filler industry companies, that says essentially this: less is more, the natural you. Because I really feel like we've gone to the other extreme. 15 years ago, it was surgery. And then people were worried about surgery having a windblown look or a fish mouth or a joker face. And then then the filler market came on, and it could be, well, we don't want tight, we just want a little volume. And volume is good. And there were really good studies. A person, Val Lambros, did an excellent study where he took a picture of someone in their 20s and then matched it to someone in their 50s, because the idea was if gravity's really pulling your face, that mole on your left cheek would fall down. But that's not really what happens. Gravity's not pulling us down. But what's happening is we're losing mass. We lose fat in our face, we lose bony mass. And so the soft tissues deflate. And yes, there's a role for volume enhancement with a variety of fillers, but it's not to the extent to make you look like a marshmallow or very unnatural, like a filler face. It's meant, or like a cat. It's really meant to restore some of that volume. And so sometimes that balance is some volume as in your late 30s, and then it can be techniques to restore skin tightening, maybe in the mid 50s, 60s. And then you kind of repeat that process, a little bit of both. And then along with the way we talk about skincare, whether it's men or women, because that's what people see. If the bed sheet isn't clean, so to speak, it doesn't matter what the tissue is underneath looking like. And so removing those freckles or those little blood vessels around your nose, cleaning up the acne or some acne scarring that you had as a teenager, you're already washing your face. So seeing someone like me, that we look at what's in your cabinet. What can we sort out? What are you already doing that we can enhance? The goal isn't to have you buy a ton of product. The goal is to use what you have to get where you want to be.
How much do you see social media playing a role in whether women specifically, we're talking about women right now, play in terms of getting a procedure done, or all of this skin treatment that we see? I mean, I even look with my 11-year-old daughter who looks online and sees, whether it's YouTube, and sees all these kids and their skincare routine. And those kids get older and older and older, and they want to fix things, these blemishes, as they call them. It does feel like everything is getting younger and younger.
I think the biggest good takeaway of that is people wearing sunscreen. So we know that 90% of the visual signs of aging are from UV light, UV sun exposure. So I tell all my patients, sunscreen January through December, because that's the easiest thing you do. And whether, it comes in from your car or a window, you're getting it. And if you're the driver in your car, that left side of your face is more damaged than the right. So the big takeaway for young kids is,
I never thought about that ever until you just said that.
yeah. And the, big thing, like when we were kids, baby oil and lemon juice in your hair, and we had aluminum foil to capture all those rays. And the kids now are covering up, and they have long sleeve shirts, and they're wearing sunscreen. And I think those are positive. Also future protection against skin cancers and malignancies and that sort of thing. So I think those are good takeaways. I think when you get and move out of that into the extremes of things where they're starting to think, do I need Botox and I'm 18? Well, probably.
Do you see that?
I do. I mean, I've even seen it in my own family with my niece, who came to me in her her late teens to say, this line across my forehead, what do you think about that? And I would say, okay, well, there's some other things that we can do, because there's some early skincare products that you can do to complement, whether it's a vitamin C, using the sunscreen, things that, or acne, treating the acne. Those are all positive, because those build self-confidence. And now I see these kids with like stickers over the acne, and I think you're not hiding anything, but there's things that we can do other than hide.
Unbelievable. We're going to continue to talk about all of this. Dr. Donna Tepper is Henry Ford Hospital's division head, plastic and reconstructive surgery. She is joining us, our guest co-host here today from the Full Circle Foundation Charity Gala that we auctioned off the opportunity to sit here with me. And she took me up on that. So we're doing that here today. Coming up next, we are going to talk, though, we're going to pivot, and we are going to talk to a Middle East expert from Wayne State University about the potential for an elevation or an escalation to the war in Iran. We could see it in 8 p.m. deadline tonight for the president that he gives Iran to make a deal. So we'll get the possibilities, what we could see. We'll do that next. And we'll get back with Dr. Tepper coming up top of the hour here. It's all coming up, 760 WJR.
Hey there, JR listeners. Chris Alberta from Principium. Look, I have an urgent message for you today about your retirement. I don't care if you already retired, you're a few months away, or you're a few years away. You're going to be unemployed soon. And you probably don't have a pension because you are your pension. Recent all-time highs in the market. Look, you're at the top of the mountain. And now we're in an Iranian conflict. AI might replace your job. And like it or not, you could be retired as long as you were working. But despite all that, it's the best time I have ever seen in my career to build you a retirement plan. The fixed rates are unbelievably good. Income models are killing it. You combine that with top-notch market management, and you're going to win. If you wait, you will lose. These rates will go down. You remember the 4% rule? My clients are using the 7% rule. They'll always have a paycheck, and that's freedom. Don't wait. Call me now, 888-800-8949. Call me, Chris Alberta, 888-800-8949.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code ZOOM for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ZOOM for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's ZOOM.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by Weather Seal Home Improvements. Is your roof showing its age? Now's the perfect time to replace it with Weather Seal Home Improvements. For a limited time, when you choose Weather Seal for your roof project, you'll receive a $500 gas card. That's a brand new roof and money for the pump. Now that's a good deal. Schedule today at weathersealhomeimprovements.net. We've got some slow traffic on I-94 eastbound between I-96 and Connor Street. An accident slowing you down on the I-275 northbound off-ramp to I-96 west, and Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue closed in both directions between 5th Avenue and Louisa Street due to a structure fire. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Chill in the air today with cold winds down from Canada, and we're still tracking some light snows off to the northeast of Detroit today. We've got sunshine, 38 degrees, low tonight 24. Partly cloudy tomorrow, mid-50s, closer to average tomorrow. Rain showers Thursday, 69. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
760 WJR. I want to bring in Saeed Khan, the Associate Professor of Teaching in Near Eastern Studies at Wayne State University. Tonight feels like a significant deadline for an escalation, a possible escalation in this war with Iran. Saeed, thanks so much for the time. We really appreciate it. First and foremost, what are you looking for in the next several hours as we approach this 8 p.m. deadline?
Well, thank you for having me on again. What I'm really looking for is an off-ramp. And that off-ramp is essentially going to be rhetorical, and that will probably come from the White House. I think what really the president has done is put himself and by extension the United States into a corner with his rather inflammatory social media posts on Easter, being blasphemous, profane, and essentially signaling that he was perfectly willing to commit war crimes, and then more recently talking about annihilation of a civilization. He realizes that the United States is essentially alone right now, with the exception of Israel, in prosecuting this war. The rest of the world will not stand for the kind of energy reduction that we're seeing as a result of this and the effect on their economies. And so I think that he's looking for some way to claim victory, spin control, and then also find a way to de-escalate. Otherwise, of course, the alternative is just really too frightening to even ponder.
Professor Khan, we've seen this president use language in the past. We've seen him, the post that you mentioned earlier, a whole civilization will die tonight. What he says and what he does may be two different things. We've also seen a senior U.S. official say they are still continuing to talk with Iran, and we could very well get some type of deal tonight. What would that deal look like?
Well, I think that the deal will probably involve some kind of easing of the regulation by Iran of the Straits of Hormuz. I think it's very important to recognize that the Strait of Hormuz is not completely closed to shipping. It's really only closed to shipping for America and for those who still align themselves with the United States. Others are still having their oil supplied to them, including China and all. And in fact, Iran is accepting currencies other than the US dollar. So I think that what we're going to probably see is some kinds of assurances. What I'm probably also going to be paying attention to is if Iran makes any statements itself. I have a feeling that the president will probably be talking about on behalf of not only the United States, but interestingly, on behalf of Iran, saying, we've got a deal, and this is what the Iranians have gone ahead and agreed to or buckled under my pressure.
But Professor Khan, we're not going to take Iran's word for anything, are we?
Why not? I mean,
I guess I would say why not, because I don't think they've been truthful over the last 47 years or so.
Can you give me an example of a treaty that they have broken? Can you give me an example of something that they haven't done?
Well, I could tell you that they just publicly hanged three protesters.
That's not the question you asked, sir. You asked, have they broken their word? And we have to remember that they did not violate.
Yeah, I guess they would. They broke their word about acquiring a nuclear weapon.
They have not acquired it. They have not acquired a nuclear weapon, and they, in fact, were compliant to the Iran nuclear deal, something that even international agencies accepted and acknowledged.
Professor Khan, it was the starting position of the Iranians before this war happened that they had enough uranium to build 11 nuclear bombs.
That
is a broken deal.
No, sir, that's not a broken deal. They have enriched uranium, which can be used for civilian programs. It is the United States that made the conjecture that this would be used for a nuclear weapons program, and that is something that even was negotiated in 2015 by the Obama administration.
Sure.
And was in compliance until President Trump took us out of that deal in 2018. And this was being negotiated 24 hours before the war began on February the 28th. And according to all parties that were there, Iran was willing to even place further regulations on it. So I think when it comes to the issue of taking people at their word, we may have actually more culpability and more suspicion to that than the Iranian regime does, if you're just being objective about that.
Well, if you are being objective about it as well, Professor Khan, other countries that have enriched uranium have them in plain sight above ground and not buried hundreds of feet below the below ground in tunnels.
Do we? Do we? I mean, I think that's again a
Professor
conjecture that
Khan
you're
is
making, sir.
Professor Khan, is Iran the good? Is Iran the good country in this war?
This is not a question about good or bad. If you're going to,
Kind
go
of feels
ahead
like
and,
it.
well, I think that you're placing a certain value judgment, and if you want to have someone provide analysis for you, looking at this objectively, if you're looking at asking countries like Iran, Israel, Pakistan, India, France, Great Britain, the United States, and North Korea, along with China and Russia, we have to go ahead and use a similar standard when it comes to all of them. And I haven't seen any of these countries just keep their enriched uranium out for visible view by anybody. So I think that if we are going to hold Iran to the same standards of international law and protocol, we should also take a look at some of the other countries that are involved when it comes to nuclear capacity.
We are talking to Associate Professor of Teaching in Near Eastern Studies, Saeed Khan. And Professor Khan, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your thoughts. I just think there's a really big disconnect here between what Iran has done over the last 47 years of targeting and killing American civilians and military and all of the crimes. I mean, supporting October 7th was horrific, and I just think that to take them at their word is.
It seems as though you're conflating an awful lot of things over a fairly long period.
Absolutely, but don't you have to do that?
Well, if you're asking for the situation that you're talking about, questioning their honesty, I think that we can go ahead and talk about the nuclear issue. And I do not think that there are any examples that you can point to where they have been dishonest about it. Now, we can go ahead and have a question about human rights violations as well as proxy wars that have been fought. But if it is about the United States and Iran regarding the nuclear issue and trying to nullify that and how honest people are being, I think we have to be ourselves a little bit more honest in the analysis.
I guess, and I'll let you have the last word on this. I guess I do not take Iran at their word. Part of the Iran nuclear deal was not acquiring a nuclear weapon. And I believe they were trying to acquire a nuclear weapon. And that was their starting point for the negotiation, saying that they had enough enriched uranium to build 11 nuclear weapons. So
acquiring something and saying that they might are two different things. And I think even you can make that distinction quite well.
All right, we're up against it. I appreciate the conversation. Love to do it again soon. And hopefully we'll see some type of deal tonight before 8 o'clock. Associate Professor Saeed Khan. We'll be right back, 760 WJR.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats. Looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Thinking about starting weight loss treatment? GoodRx is here to help. We offer FDA-approved GLP-1 medications prescribed by licensed providers, including the Wegovy tablet, with straightforward pricing and pickup at your local pharmacy or delivery to your door. All from America's #1 prescription app. Go to GoodRx.com/weight-loss to get started. GoodRx is not insurance. Cancel anytime. #1 prescription app ranked by a third-party study.
Traffic alert for Novi. There's construction on Novi Road limiting traffic to southbound only for the next 6 months. It's going to be a challenge, but good news. Local favorites like Guernsey Farms Dairy are still open and ready to serve. Access businesses from the north, and when you leave, just follow the posted detours with southbound traffic. Don't let the construction stop you. Plan ahead, because honestly, a little Guernsey Farms Dairy ice cream might be just what you need to make that road work a whole lot easier to deal with. Support local businesses and drive safe.
That's the Guernsey difference. This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
No breakthroughs on Lisa Brady, Fox News. So far, no word of any progress in making a deal with Iran ahead of President Trump's deadline 5 hours from now to attack Iran's energy sites and bridges. Civilians, including women and children, are standing at or near some of those sites, waving Iranian flags in a human chain after the regime called for it.
Iran is a direct threat to international peace and security. It is responsible for its own thuggery, and it alone is responsible for the ramifications.
U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Mike Wald, says a Security Council resolution aimed at opening the Strait of Hormuz was vetoed by Russia and China.
Even after it was watered down several times from the initial draft, which would have authorized countries to, quote, use all necessary means to protect commercial shipping, the final draft encouraged countries to, quote, coordinate efforts defensive in nature.
Fox's C.B. Cotton at the UN. In an earlier post, President Trump warning that a whole civilization will die tonight if Iran fails to meet his deadline. The Pope just telling reporters that's unacceptable and asking citizens across the world to ask their political representatives to work for peace. Meantime, Iranian state media just publishing a warning to citizens about bridges and roads in Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Bahrain. A first of its kind call in space between the Artemis II crew and the International Space Station moments ago. Christina Cook, one of the crew members who has also spent time on the space station, highlighting the different view from Earth this time.
I found myself noticing not only the beauty of the Earth, but how much blackness there was around it, and how it just made it even more special.
Artemis II's Orion capsule is on its way back to Earth after a historic fly around the far side of the moon. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
Watch out for a wreck on the I-275 northbound off-ramp to I-96 west. That's blocking your right lane. We also have some slow traffic on I-94 eastbound between I-96 and Connors Street and Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, closed in both directions between 5th Avenue and Louisa Street due to a structure fire. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Abundant sunshine today with a high of 38. Clear to partly cloudy for tonight, a low of 25. Partly cloudy for Wednesday with a high of 54. Right now it's sunny and 37 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR traffic and weather first.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code STATION for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code STATION for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's STATION.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
At Average Amy's Coffee Corner, our coffee has caffeine, our muffins are cooked, and our services, well, we're here. Come on by for an average cup of joe.
Average doesn't build great businesses. Cumulus Digital does, outperforming industry benchmarks by more than 25%. We deliver smarter digital marketing to over 4,000 local businesses every month and drive real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Join 760 WJR and the Inside Outside guys for the Novi Home and Garden Show April 24th through the 26th at the Vibe Credit Union Showplace. Connect with hundreds of local professionals eager to tackle your home improvement and landscaping projects. The Novi Home and Garden Show is the perfect place to update your home, upgrade your curb appeal, and discover the latest products for every project imaginable. 760 WJR wants to send you for free. For your chance to win tickets, text keyword garden to 800-859-0957. More at WJR.com.
Think about the things that make Michigan special. It's more than just our Great Lakes and our skyline. It's the way we show up for each other when the snow piles up or when a neighbor needs a hand. April is National Volunteer Month, a time to celebrate the people who give their time to keep our community strong. But more than a celebration, it's an invitation. Whether it's mentoring a student in Detroit, cleaning up a trail in the UP, or helping out a local food pantry, your time is the most valuable thing you can give. Volunteering isn't just about the work, it's about the connection. It's about realizing that we have the power to solve problems right here in our own backyard. When you volunteer, you aren't just changing a life, you're strengthening the very fabric of our state. There are thousands of opportunities in your community waiting for you right now. Find a cause that matches your passion and your schedule, and make your mark.
Say hello to another great voice. This is JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni on 760 WJR.
Hour number 2 of the program here on a Championship Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. Ryan Ermanni, JR Afternoon. If you just missed the interview, we'll put that up on our YouTube channel as well. I spoke with the Associate Professor of Teaching in Near Eastern Studies at Wayne State University, Saeed Khan. And look, I don't know if it was, if you want to characterize it as contentious or not. We disagree on a couple of things. I'll let you listen to the interview yourself. And again, if you want to go to YouTube right now, you can even just rewind and listen to it for yourself. I think at the basis, if you disagree that Iran was trying to acquire a nuclear weapon, I guess that's where the starting point is for any. It's hard to move forward then. You know, I mean, it's just hard to move forward without a certain set of facts that you can agree on. Like today is Tuesday. That is a fact that Dr. Donna Tepper and I can agree on. Dr. Tepper, welcome in.
It was fun to listen to. Great interview. I guess it's interesting to me as we sit here and we're watching these TV clips come by. I would have wanted to ask Professor Khan, why is it that all these women are standing shoulder to shoulder across the bridges? Why is it only women? Why? What? How did that come to be?
The human rights violations that are taking, and again, we have the monitors up in studio right now, and there are human chains aligned along bridges. 1% of Iran has internet capability, and they have essentially lured all of these people out onto the bridges. And the human rights violations aside, as it relates to nuclear capability, for us not to even get to, if you don't think that Iran was trying to have a nuclear weapon, there's a major disagreement, and it's hard to have a true conversation about what's happening moving forward on that. It just is.
Just as you said, why would you have so much enriched uranium many feet underground, hidden, concealed, if it was for community purposes?
And then again, a part about that too, Dr. Tepper, and we're talking to Dr. Donna Tepper in studio with us, a guest co-host here today, part of the Full Circle Foundation, and we are grateful for the Full Circle Foundation and all the great work that they do at the charity gala. We auctioned off an opportunity to sit in here with me. Dr. Tepper won that, and she is here with me. And you're doing so great, by the way. Are you having fun?
You're the bomb. This is easy.
This is, but again,
do you want to come to my world and do some breast reduction, implants, facelift?
Oh my gosh, no, but I would watch. I would watch you in action. Yeah, I just there are countries that have enriched uranium that use it for energy purposes, and there are countries like Iran. And I guess, Steve Witkoff, the person leading the negotiations for the United States, I guess if you don't believe him, that's an argument that could be made too. I do believe him. He has had a lot of success over the course of the last 14 months or so, negotiating with a number of different countries. He is very well respected around the world and in this administration, and also by a lot of Democrats. They value what Steve Witkoff brings to this administration. And Steve Witkoff says that it was Iran's initial viewpoint, starting point of a conversation, that they had enough enriched uranium to make 11 nuclear bombs. And that was Witkoff saying that, somebody that is in charge of bringing peace. So if you don't believe that, I can't help that. You know what I mean? There's nothing. It's hard to move forward with the conversation is all I wanted to say. You stayed up late last night.
I did. And I get up early, just like you.
Yes!
I made it happen.
You are the bomb.com. I probably shouldn't say that. That's a figure of speech. We don't want to say that here today, but not to make light of it. But the Michigan Wolverines are the national champions for the first time in 37 years. They take the whole thing. They won last night 69-63 to cap off a miracle season. For more on the party that is to follow, let's bring in WJR's Marie Osborne. Marie, how are you, my friend?
And Dr. Tepper, they just released the info on the parade, right? This is what everybody's been waiting for the University of Michigan men's basketball championship team. Celebration scheduled to start with a parade at 10 a.m. This is on Saturday at the Ann Arbor campus. It'll be followed by an event at the Chrysler Center on East Stadium Boulevard. That'll begin at 1 o'clock. So again, the parade will kick off at 11 a.m. And the reserved seats, now if you're going to the Chrysler event, the reserved seats are $30 for the upper bowl and $75 for the lower bowl, according to the university's athletic department. And all the money, by the way, is going to go to the Fan Engagement Organization Championship Circle. And student tickets, by the way, are $20. Doors will open for ticket holders at noon. So again, if you'd like to go to the parade, it'll start at the President's House on University Avenue. It'll make its way down State Street. It'll end at the Yost Ice Arena on State Street. And again, we're looking at that starting at 10 a.m. on Saturday, Ryan.
Awesome stuff. And maybe I might have to go to that. I don't know. Just kind of hang on. It's going to be a beautiful day on Saturday, so that's a good day to do that. Marie, and then we've got the situation with the president as well. The 8 p.m. deadline. Apparently, President Trump is telling Fox that 8 p.m. is happening. Unless we move forward with negotiations, which is possible. So the president leaving the door open, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. But this was a pretty dire and specific warning from the president this morning on Truth Social. He said that he issued this new ultimatum to Iran, demanding that all vessels be allowed to have safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz. And here's a quote from that Truth Social post: "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again." I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. So again, the deadline is 8 p.m. tonight. As you have been saying, Ryan, Iran's president said that the 14 million Iranians, including himself, have volunteered to sacrifice their lives in the war. And we are already watching some of these human chains around the assets that are in Iran.
Marie, for people who have been listening to this radio station since I started in July, know where I stand on a lot of issues. Even I will admit, I rubbed my eyes and made sure that the post on Easter where he used the F-bomb and the one earlier today, I rubbed my eyes and make sure it was not a fake post and it was actually coming from him. So some of the language that is being used is certainly a little bit more dire, I guess, than in past. So we'll keep an eye on it. Thanks, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
You.
You got it. All right, Dr. Tepper is still here with us. We're going to get into the news of the day. Also, we're going to get into the news of what she does. We're talking about men. We're talking about women. She is a Henry Ford Hospital Division head plastic and reconstructive surgeon in the OR earlier today, and then just comes on here, turns on the mic, and ready to go. Dr. Tepper going to join us next, 760 WJR.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaid spells powerful relief. Reach label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Did you know only 40% of people get to choose when they retire? To reduce fear and to understand if you have what you need to give you what you want in retirement, the charity has learned after teaching tens of thousands of families with assets between $1 to $20 million, you have to educate yourself and prepare now. Hi, I'm Kirk Cassidy, lead instructor for the Retirement Education Foundation, a charitable program, and the co-host of the Retirement Education Hour heard here Saturdays 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. If you're retiring within 10 years or already retired, then join us for our retirement education courses held at major universities and colleges in your area. At this course, we'll teach you how and when to take income from which accounts at what age to minimize taxes and reduce the chances of outliving your money. Join us for our 8-hour, almost master's level retirement course to learn how to retire earlier, spend more, and reduce your anxiety. To find a course in your area, go to refedu.org. That's refedu.org. These courses are sponsored by the Retirement Education Foundation, a charitable program.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk.
I'm Vince Colonnese, host of the Vince Podcast. I'm bringing you the truth beneath the headlines of all of the nation's top stories.
In-depth interviews.
We feature news-making interviews with the top guests on the whole planet. And I'll ask the questions you only dream of other interviewers asking.
And a front row seat to the most important conversations of the day.
It's a show with an obsessive focus on what's good for America. You are going to love Vince.
The Vince Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Support for Michigan Public comes from the University of Michigan's Look to Michigan campaign, working to solve global challenges through developing new technologies to charge EVs 5 times faster and design buildings with 72% less concrete. Learn more at umich.edu/look.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Think It Up. Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by Weather Seal Home Improvements. Thinking about a new roof? Make the smart choice with Weather Seal Home Improvements. Right now, when you replace your roof, you get a $500 gas card. A beautiful new roof for your home plus $500 in gas? Yeah, that's a good deal. Schedule today at weathersealhomeimprovements.net. We've got a wreck on I-94 eastbound at Little Mac Avenue that's blocking your right shoulder. That accident on I-94 eastbound at Cadju Road is cleared. Still seeing a little bit of residual backups from I-96 there. And steer clear of a wreck on I-275 northbound at 8 Mile. That's on your left shoulder. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Cold north winds, and there is an April chill in the air. 38 degrees are high this afternoon. Our typical high temps in the 50s. We go back to average tomorrow. 24 degrees are cold low for tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow, high 53. Rain showers Thursday, warmer 69. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
I'm Kevin Dietz. All Talk is on the road, headed to Traverse City for the Governor's Conference on tourism. Tourism is a multi-billion-dollar industry in our state, and we have to fight hard for every dollar. We'll talk to all the insiders who make us pure Michigan. All Talk is 9 to noon. You can stream us anytime at WJR.com.
.760 WJR on a championship Tuesday. How about those Michigan Wolverines? I can't stop thinking about it. You know, I was 10 years old the last time Michigan won a national championship. And now as I sit here as a 27-year, no, I'm just kidding, 47-year-old, pretty good day for us Michigan Wolverines. We're talking to Dr. Donna Tepper, who is also having a great day today, division head of plastic and reconstructive surgery at Henry Ford Hospital. I said earlier that I emceed the event for the Full Circle Foundation back in November it was, and auctioned off an opportunity to come sit in here with me for a couple of hours, and Dr. Tepper is here.
You know, Ryan, I tell my patients, after age 40, I always think of myself as 35 again, right?
Yes.
It just staying stable. We don't have to be drastic at like 23, but 35 feels good and holding after 40.
You know what? I think I just became an adult at about 35 to 40 years old myself. So as long as I keep my youthful attitude, that's all that I care about.
The best we look in our lives is in our early 20s. And that's really statistically, if you look at graphs and trends, the match of your soft tissue versus your bony mass. And that's where you're, very common to find your mate or, the most, common things that happen in your life. But we can still maintain those really youthful looks with just some nuances, skincare, sunscreen, lasers, taking care of ourselves, maintaining weight, to keep that look.
It's interesting because is with what you do as a plastic surgeon, looks are, people come and they see you, they want to look better, they want to feel better. I thankfully, somehow, some way, by the gift of God or whoever, I feel as good as I ever have in my life. And I think I look as good as I ever have in my life as well.
But you said you recently lost weight.
I did. I lost 32 pounds.
Yeah, that brings on, when you feel comfortable in your clothes and you can go out and the clothes in your closet fit, then you have a confidence that you didn't have before, and there's nothing to hide. When I see women, for example, who might have larger breasts or something about maybe their nose, there's a hump, or something about them that they see more inherently than anybody else does, it does cloud how they present themselves to the world and their confidence. And if we can adjust that, so I'm Catholic. And
so am I. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. And I've gone to our priest, Father Greg, and I have said to him, this is the work I do. And he said, God says that, or in the religion, that we shouldn't alter what God has created. And he'd say, why don't you pick a different profession? I said, it's too late. I'm already here. This is what I do. Maybe we're matching what people see, like how God sees them, and they can accept themselves like God accepts them for who they are.
But with what you do too, I have to imagine there's a lot of the feeling that you get by helping people improve their own lives, I think is probably pretty immeasurable.
It's awesome. To have that young woman who's say 16, 18, who never wore a strapless dress because her breasts didn't fit in them but watched her friends. And then we do a surgery. I once had a young woman come in her prom dress. We had performed her surgery. She still had the postoperative garments on, and we're trying to hide them underneath her dress. But the idea that she felt so strong and was ready to go out and present this new person. And you just think, this wasn't, surgeries are safe, and we're in a safe environment at Henry Ford. It's an accredited facility, board certified plastic and general surgeon. And that's a big part of this is appreciating the safety in these surgeries, if done in an accredited facility with a board certified surgeon, and identifying any risk factors that we'd have to mitigate or optimize before a surgery. But restoring that confidence is unmatched by hardly anything else.
Can we say what you were doing earlier today?
I was in the operating room performing a breast reduction on a woman who's in her late 60s. And oftentimes when that happens, someone they'll say, I wish I would have done this years ago. because the pain in their back and their shoulders has just been incredible and changed them. People have gone to chiropractors and physical therapists. I did a study with neurosurgery where we looked at people who were seen for back and neck pain in preparation for back surgery. We looked at whether they could have been a candidate for a breast reduction. And many of them, statistically significant, could have met the criteria for a breast reduction. So then you wonder, even if we fixed your back radiographically or by imaging, potentially you would have still had pain because this was a silent piece that contributed to your discomfort.
That is incredible. And we're talking to Dr. Donna Tepper, plastic surgeon, division head of plastic and reconstructive surgery for Henry Ford Hospital. I wanted to ask you about facelifts because facelifts are one of the most popular plastic surgery options that you can get. What are we seeing in terms of the demographic, the age demographic of women who get facelifts? And men are doing this as well now.
Absolutely. I think the catch is, this is something that my husband will say to me. He'll look at someone and say, I'm not exactly certain, but what's wrong with that person? Because he can see that someone doesn't look as harmonious or as natural. But facelifts
Is that the big fear there?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a huge fear. Nobody wants to look, or most people don't want to look different. They just want to look healthy and refresh or restored. They want to be 35 again. And so male or female, in the 70s, it was very much a technique to just pull the skin. In the 80s and 90s, we were lifting the soft tissue called the SMAS and reshaping it and then redraping the skin. In the last 5 years, it's now something called the deep plane lift, where we're underneath that SMAS layer, lifting up that tissue. It is a little bit riskier with the facial nerves. I have my own technique for a deep plane lift. But the goal is to be restored, not a masculine. A female shouldn't have a masculine appearing face or a face on a marshmallow because we made the neck too tiny. But I think there's better techniques to lift and restore volume to create a very natural look. And men too. So men typically won't say facelift, but they'll notice fullness underneath their neck. And they want to be competitive in the market. And they see younger people that have a very tight jawline. We see it all the time on TVs and magazines, a very structured, tight jawline. And men want that.
Very handsome.
Very handsome. Very handsome.
handsome.
I mean, in fact, men will shape their beard hair to create a stronger chin when they know they don't have one. Now, that can be altered with adjusting the mandible or the jaw, presenting that forward, or an implant to have a more permanent appearance of that. But people know what they're looking for. They see the deficit, but may not always want to come out and see someone like myself.
The psychology of feeling better after looking a certain way too. I mean, it is. I'm a case study. I haven't had surgery, but I am on the weight loss medication, and the confidence that I've had after losing 32 pounds is, I can't. I mean, I feel like I'm a new person.
Absolutely. And whether it's losing weight or taking off, whether your face looks red from blood vessels or freckles or fine lines underneath the eyes, all those things, you're typically probably doing something already.
But a lot of that, though, too, doctor, is I feel better. My knees feel better. My back feels better. I'm not in this chronic pain always either.
Right. I mean, when you feel healthier, you present healthier. And that's why, 65 is the new 35, because we feel and present to the world stronger.
I love that. Sit tight. We're coming right back with you. Also, we're gonna give some tickets away as well. Coming up in about 20 minutes from now, we'll give tickets away. Hey, you know what? If you've got a question for Dr. Tepper, we'll open up the phone lines as well at 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Male, female, you got a question about surgery or how you feel or what you may need, give us a call, 800-859-0WJR. We'll get you some news headlines coming up next, 760 WJR.
Play Michigan Lottery's Fast Cash Treasure Trove Tripler with 18 ways to win and a shot at the progressive jackpot plus $250,000.
Fast Cash. The fun keeps building.
Michigan Auto Law, the law firm that puts people over everything.
At Michigan Auto Law, we know a thing or two about winning. After all, we're Michigan's most awarded auto accident law firm. But what means more to us than any honor, the record-breaking settlements we win for our clients year after year. If you've been hurt in a car accident, just call us. We'll fight to get you the settlement you deserve. Michigan Auto Law. People over everything. Visit autolaw.com.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Inside Retirement with Brett Brzezinski of the Brzezinski Group, Tuesday nights at 7 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Inside Retirement with Brett Brzezinski, Tuesday nights at 7. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Spring is here, and so are the savings at Clarkston Window and Door. This month, get 37% off installed replacement windows, plus 0% financing for 15 months. You heard that right, 37% off, 0% financing for 15 months. And Clarkston is even giving you free exterior color on top of all that. Call Clarkston Window and Door today or visit us online.
We sell, we install, that's right, we do it all. Clarkston Window and Door.
Fox News, I'm Tom Graham. The clock is ticking closer to President Trump's 8 p.m. Eastern Time deadline. He's demanding Iran open the Strait of Hormuz or else.
The president warning of severe consequences if an agreement is not reached. And it comes after new strikes conducted by U.S. jets overnight targeted Iran's Karg Island. This is an island responsible for 90% of Iran's crude oil exports.
Fox's Trey Yingst, the Justice Department announcing today it's creating a division to focus on government fraud nationwide. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche.
With over $1 trillion at stake every single year, threatened by increasingly sophisticated and opportunistic fraudsters, the time for this comprehensive and coordinated approach is now.
Trump administration increasing focus on fraud, starting with investigations in Minnesota. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Stand Up to Cancer.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by NECA, IBEW Local 58. Count on the Powering Michigan team of IBEW 58 skilled electricians and NECA signatory contractors for your next commercial, industrial, public, or residential construction project. The best electricians, the best electrical contractors, period. Learn more at poweringmichigansfuture.com. We've got a wreck blocking your left shoulder on I-275 northbound at 8 Mile. Another accident on I-94 eastbound at Little Mac. That's blocking your right shoulder. And it's a slow go on I-94 westbound between I-75 and Linwood Street. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Abundant sunshine today with a high of 38. Clear to partly cloudy for tonight. Will drop down to 25. Partly cloudy for Wednesday with high of 54. Right now it's sunny, 37 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Fellas, it's your good friend Ryan Ermanni here. You know what time it is. It's time to call my friends, our friends, your friends at Game Day Men's Health in Plymouth. I've been sitting here talking to the good doctor about how good I feel over the last several months, and I have my friends at Game Day Men's Health in Plymouth to help me lose that weight. 32 pounds I've lost. I've never felt better in my adult life. And it all started when I began working with the team at Game Day Men's Health in Plymouth. Science-backed medical weight loss plans for you. Not just that, though. Peptides, big deal. Testosterone replacement. That's what they deal with. And everything that you would need to get yourself feeling on track once again. At Game Day Men's Health in Plymouth, it is more than just an online point-and-click transaction. These are real people delivering real results. Every treatment plan is customized to meet your specific needs. Again, whether it's testosterone replacement or peptides, medical weight loss, a vitamin therapy, do yourself a favor. Call them for a complimentary consultation at 734-927-1718. That number again, 734-927-1718. Game Day Men's Health on Ann Arbor Road in Plymouth. 734-927-1718.
Your morning is busy, so we'll keep it brief. Upgrade your routine with WJR's 5 Things First Thing. JR Morning with Chris, Lloyd, and Jamie break down the top 5 stories in just 5 minutes. Delivered straight to your device. Start your day by hitting play. Subscribe today on the always free WJR app.
People can't have access to quality.
Good. Coming in 3, in 2. Coming up at 2 o'clock on JR Afternoon. The 8 p.m. deadline has come and gone. Where are we when it... Oh, son of a gun. 3, 2. Coming up at 2 o'clock on JR Afternoon. The 8 p.m. deadline has come and gone. The latest on the war with Iran and what is next for this country here back in the States. It's all coming up at 2 o'clock, 760 WJR.
Warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-478-6430 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-478-6430. That's 800-478-6430. What do you have to lose? Call 800-478-6430. Again, 800-478-6430.
Never miss
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose
The Daily Dose
of Deets.
The Daily Dose of Deets.
But when you're building a product that you know is being used by children and you are designing it to be as addictive as possible, you don't get to just step back and say, not our fault.
It's Can't Miss Radio.
Not every at-bat will be magic. There will be days where reality hits. That's how baseball works.
The Daily Dose of Deets.
What would Jesus do if he were in our shoes right now? Would he be on social media tearing people apart? Or would he be doing something very different? Listening, loving people, even the ones who see the world completely different.
First thing out of the gate on All Talk with Kevin Dietz.
We're 44th out of 50 states in this country in 4th grade reading. So I want to ask you something. How is that acceptable?
Weekdays at 9 on WJR. Wake up tomorrow with JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR. Right now, it's JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni.
And we are here with Dr. Donna Tepper. She is our guest co-host today, and we're having a lot of fun and learning a lot as well. Dr. Tepper is with Henry Ford Hospital, and she's the division head plastic and reconstructive surgery. And we're talking about a couple of different procedures and everything like that for the men, for the women. We're going to talk about medical tourism in just 1 second, but we asked if you've had any questions for the doctor to call 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. And Danny has a question. Danny, you're on 760 WJR. How you doing, my friend?
Good. Hi, Ryan. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I listen to you every day. Hey, I got a question for the doctor.
Hi, Danny.
What do you think of Hi. What do you think of Plexiderm?
You know, I see it too advertised on TV for tightening of the skin, and it looks good. I think the big thing when you're watching these commercials is to look at the lighting and to look how the patient or the person on TV looks, right? So when they want you to see the wrinkles, they're smiling and there's a light. There's hardly any light, so there's a lot of shadowing. And then when you put the Plexiderm on, you have bright lights and the person's not smiling. And so inherently it looks better. I think there are things that you can do that really don't cost very much to still soften some of those fine lines, things that you can get over the counter. So we talked about that sunscreen is very important because 90% of the visual signs of aging are from sun exposure. But even over the counter, if you wanted to purchase something like Oil of Olay Regenerist or Neutrogena has a retinol, retinols are very helpful for
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
yes. So what they do is they lift the top layer of dead cells and they help restore the dermis, which is the supporting structure underneath your tissue. So after age 30, we lose water, collagen, and elastin, and that's what contributes to fine lines and wrinkles. Your primary care physician, or you can see me, and you can find me at Henry Ford Plastic Surgery, Donna Tepper, and we can talk about your skincare, align some prescriptive products. But our goal isn't to have you put 5 different potions and lotions on before you have to leave the house, but 1 or 2 to give you that very natural look. So, Danny, come see us. And you can find me on Instagram at Donna Tepper Plastics.
Danny, you good with that?
Yeah, real. Thank you.
Awesome. Great job, Danny. Tell us where we can find you once more, because I feel like we've gone the whole show and we have not mentioned that part of it yet. Please, you have been such a wealth of knowledge, and I think this is been such a great day. Where can people find you?
Okay, so Ryan, I have crazy clinics, and don't make that alarming. So the best way to reach me is actually through my assistant, Nicole, at 313-982-8355, or our most fabulous scheduler, Robin, 313-916-5064. We have a busy call center with 800 Henry Ford. However, you might reach me in potentially September. So calling Nicole at 313-982-8355 is your best way. And you can also find me on Instagram at Donna Tepper Plastics.
That is awesome. How has Instagram been for you? Because it is so new to so many different people. I mean, every industry is trying to get up and get current with socials and be part of that. And that's something I know that's been new for you as well.
It is new to me, and I accredit this to our laser nurse, Ashley, who has prodded me for several years. And I have colleagues and patients, my own family, that has said, why haven't you harnessed this? And I just thought, I can barely get through my own emails. How am I going to do one more thing? But I go to meetings and I see this. And I didn't get it until a good friend of mine had said to me, people want to know you before they see you. And then when she said that, it clicked to me. I didn't get it. They wanted to meet you, have an idea of what your personality is, what your philosophy, is on skincare or surgery or just lifestyle. And it's a way for people to feel comfortable before they interact. And then we started it.
I love it. Let's get to Jim. Jim, you're on 760 WJR with Dr. Tepper. How you doing, Jim?
I am doing well. How are you?
Doing good. What do you got?
Hey, Jim.
Hi. I was actually calling on behalf of my wife.
I love it.
She had cancer surgery on the side of her nose probably a year and a half ago. And they did the flap surgery.
Right.
And the surgeon said after about a year, you should not be able to tell that she's had any type of surgery done. However, she's very self-conscious because you can see on the side of her nose and at the edge of her eyebrow, the inside edge of her eyebrow, that she has had some surgery done. Is there anything at this point that could be done possibly to alleviate her concern, to make it look a little better?
So, Jim, what you bring up is something very common. And I apologize that you had the experience that someone would say you're not going to be able to see the scar, because you will. I mean, once we cut the skin, you will forever see it. I mean, we try to minimize it, but there just isn't anything that we can restore the situation as if you never had cancer. You never had a procedure where we had to rearrange the tissue to close the area. It's just unrealistic. We can make it better, but I can't make it as if it was when you left the womb. Like it's not possible. But there are things that we can do to help soften the scar, remodel it. And the beauty of this, or the most optimistic part of it, is as we continue to age, our body will remodel that scar and break it down and restore it to healthy collagen. So it will be better than it was in the first year. So it will progressively become better. And there's some things that we can do to enhance it, but we can't make it as if it wasn't there.
Right. It has improved. She doesn't believe me, but it has improved. I can tell the difference between when she first had the surgery and now. But it's just not to the point that, she looks in the mirror and she just gets upset.
Jim, the other thing I tell patients is stop looking in that magnifying mirror. Nobody sees you like that mirror does, right? I
Right.
mean, we see you at a distance, but we don't see you close up. And so if she's standing in front of that makeup mirror and she's focused on that scar, no one sees her for that. So let it go. Throw that thing away.
Throw it away, Jim.
Okay.
Tell her we love her and
right.
she's beautiful no matter what.
She is.
Absolutely.
And you know what,
Thank
Jim?
you.
She's cancer-free. That's the most
That's
positive
true.
part.
True. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Jim. We appreciate
Okay.
that, buddy. I just turned my mic off. I was like, what am I doing? Dr. Tepper, again, if you want to get in touch with Dr. Tepper, the best way to do that is to call Nicole
Yes.
at 313-982.
8355 or Robin, our most fabulous scheduler, 313-916-5064. Come on in.
We're going to give those numbers away one more time. Sit tight. Steve Courtney coming up next, 760 WJR.
All right, folks. As we approach Liberty Island, you'll see the iconic Statue of Liberty, standing tall at over 300 feet. The torch in her hand symbolizes a beacon of hope that's held up by her very wavy arm.
If you have geographic atrophy or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. It's proven to slow GA progression and could preserve your remaining vision for longer so you can keep seeing the world around you. Don't take Izervay if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't wait for your vision changes to progress. Ask your retina specialist about Izervay today. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
I'm Pete Beauregard, third-generation owner of Colony Marine. We've been in business since 1958, and we sell boats, we service boats, and we're proud to be one of the largest in the United States. We've been with Tryon Solutions for about 10 years now. You know, they treat our team members like we're family. A great example of this is we just had a long-term team member that had some serious health issues. Tryon took care of all the paperwork so he could concentrate on his health and getting back to work. And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Finding excuses to not do your taxes? Unsure where to start? Sounds like you may be suffering from FOMO, the fear of messing up. The cure? Filing your federal and state taxes for free using TurboTax on Credit Karma. All you have to do is start and finish filing on your own in the Credit Karma app by February 28th. Just keep in mind, this offer is available only if you didn't file with TurboTax last year. It's time to break free from your fear of messing up. Start filing for free today in the Credit Karma app.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
We still have that accident blocking your left shoulder on I-275 northbound at 8 Mile. Another wreck on I-94 eastbound at Little Mac Avenue. Looks like we've got some slowdowns on I-94 westbound between I-75 and Linwood Street. And construction on the Lodge southbound between Glendale and Webb Street. You're slow from Linwood there as well. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by University of Michigan's Michigan Creative. Support for Michigan Public comes from the University of Michigan's Look to Michigan campaign, working to solve global challenges through developing new technologies to charge EVs 5 times faster and design buildings with 72% less concrete. Learn more at umich.edu/look. Here's your forecast.
It is a cold Tuesday, high today of only 38 degrees, and cold north winds continue to drop down from Canada. And we've got a night in the 20s tonight, down to 24 degrees downtown tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow, mid-50s, closer to average tomorrow. Chance for showers Thursday, 69. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
Hey, Wolverine fans, be caller number 9 right now, 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. You're going to win a full-size Michigan Men's National Championship souvenir basketball courtesy of Nyko Sports, one of only 2026 being produced. Yep, 2026 being produced. Michigan's basketball season has been one for the history books. To help celebrate their amazing season, a limited edition, fully licensed basketball is now available. This ball recaps the entire season with scores, opponents, logos. For a bonus chance to win, text keyword champs to 800-859-0957. Official rules at WJR.com to purchase yours. NICOsports.com. That's NIKCO Sports.com. Final segment. I'm going to get to Steve Courtney momentarily, but final segment with Dr. Donna Tepper. I want to ask you, Dr. Tepper, because we teased it. I want to make sure we pay it off here. Medical tourism. How big is this? And how big of a problem is this, too?
It's important. It's important to talk about because of safety. I mean, and we had talked about social media. So people see online going to Turkey, going to Mexico, going to Colombia for various procedures. And again, people show their best and brightest on their media platform. That's going to be their best work. And they try to package it like it's a vacation. Surgery is not a vacation. You have one body, and it can be seriously damaged by doing these procedures. In the United States, we have regulations and we have requirements and JCO that we follow, and safety and infection control, that they just don't have those same requirements in other countries. And we see people come back. They have various infections that fungal infections, very unusual things we have to get infectious disease involved with. And it's very common to think or be told, have your surgery in this other country, come back, and your surgeon, the person here, go to the ER and they'll take out your drains or follow up their care. Well, they're not going to, because they don't want to assume responsibility for what was done in the other country. And many times your insurance company may not cover for that follow-up care, that you may be liable, or you will have fees here to cover for what you were what was performed in the other country. So again, we had talked about this at great length. You have one body. Take great care of it. If it seems too good to be true, it is.
Dr. Donna Tepper, when you put these auction items out, co-host for a day, you never know what you're going to get. I have to say that this has been, you are by far the numero uno, number one guest host we have ever had here with me.
Ryan, you're
sure.
way too kind and so generous.
Unbelievable.
Thank you for throwing this out. I didn't get the fur coat, but I got 2 hours with you, which is even better.
Look at that. And again, if you want to get in touch with Dr. Tepper, you can call Nicole at 313-982-8355 or
Robin, 313-916-5064, or you can see me on Instagram, Donna Tepper Plastic.
You are the best co-host ever for an auction item, and best final segment person ever as well. Steve Courtney, how are you, my friend? Steve-O, we're the national champs, big guy.
You know, and last I checked there, my good friend Ryan, Ann Arbor is still standing.
Yeah.
So, that's a wonderful
Despite
thing.
40 fires and parking things, well, it's fine.
Yeah, congratulations to you. I know you're a big-time follower, and Elliot Cadeau, what a season he had, and he caps it off, the most outstanding player, 19 points in Michigan's big 69-63 win. Were you a little concerned at the half when you were only up 4?
I was really concerned with about 2 minutes to go, and I just thought about that UConn game, and I was like, please, God, no, sweet Jesus.
One of the amazing stats that comes out of this thing, and maybe this says it all, the Wolverines dominate in the paint and at the charity stripe. They had a combined 61 points in those areas compared to the Huskies' 34. So there you go. Meanwhile, baseball continues tonight for your beleaguered Detroit Tigers. The first of 4 last night in the land of 10,000 lakes. Tigers fall 7-3. First pitch temperature, 37 degrees. They'll do it again tonight. Tigers will send out this fella by the name of Tarek Skubal. He is 1-1, ERA of 0.69, 740 first pitch. Going to be another chilly one there tonight. Pistons, Ryan, have already wrapped up the Eastern Conference. They fall in Orlando to the Magic, who are still fighting for their postseason lives. Paulo Banchero scored 31 points. Pistons fall 123-107. 3 games left. They will host the troubled Milwaukee Bucks, 7:00 tomorrow night. The Bucks are 31-47, and they have been eliminated. Meanwhile, here we go again, Ryan. It's a critical hockey game for the Winged Wheelers tonight, huh? At Little Caesars Arena, playing host to the Columbus Blue Jackets. 7:00 is the start time. Teams meeting for the 3rd time this season. And what it comes down to is this. Eastern Conference wild card, you've got Boston with 95 points. They get the top spot. Ottawa now number 2 with 90 points. The Islanders at 89. The Red Wings and aforementioned Blue Jackets with 88 points. 5 games left for the Red Wings, and it's critical to note here. They will host Philadelphia on Thursday night. They will host the New Jersey Devils on Saturday. Then they've got road trips to Tampa and Florida. The back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Panthers have been eliminated. They're not going to be playing for a whole lot. So the Red Wings obviously have not been eliminated from postseason play. But look, we all know what they need to do.
I think 4-1 gets them in. I said about a week and a half ago that it's going to take 96 points, and 4 wins gets them to 96. They can't make the playoffs tonight, but if they lose, they will certainly be eliminated. Maybe not mathematically, but I think tonight is a sticking point. If they lose tonight, you can kiss this season goodbye.
Well, and I'll also point out that the chances are better than not the Red Wings getting the Blue Jackets at a prime time because they're coming into this tilt tonight having lost 6 in a row. So if the Red Wings at home can't find a way to beat a team that's going through it right now, then what's it all about anyway?
You tell me, Steve-O. You tell me, baby. But, hey, you know what? I'm not going to get greedy on the Red Wings because we got the Pistons and we got the championship last night. And, oh, by the way, if I might say, the last time the University of Michigan won a national championship, do you know what also happened?
Well, that takes you back to 1989. I can only imagine, Ryan.
Well, the Detroit Pistons won a championship as well. How about that?
Look at you connecting the dots.
How about that? So keep it fair. Keep it fair.
A little precursor, perhaps.
Look at that. Let's go, Steve-O. You're the man, my friend. Hey, you know what? Next year, Michigan State in the Final Four in Detroit. How about that?
That would be the end all, wouldn't it?
My guy. Thanks, Steve-O. We appreciate you, buddy.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the day. See you tomorrow. Huh?
You got it. Dr. Tepper, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Ryan. It was a pleasure.
You're the best. All right. I want to thank Beth Ann Long, Danielle Mason, but more importantly, I want to thank you for making us part of your day. I encourage everybody to check out if you missed any part of the show, go to YouTube, 760 WJR, and you can watch the show. We had a pretty contentious interview about the deadline dooming with Iran. That was at 2:48. We invite you to check that out. 760 WJR. Mitch Albom is next.